like I say, a lot of people say drug dealers destroy or drug users destroyed this town. They wanted the drugs, and like I say, the thing is that you don't have to go to a pharmacy. You can just go to there are 4 companies around the world, or 4 different factories around the world where you just go and you can practically walk in the door. And they discourage front door service though because too many people come in and want to rob the place or want to get the chemicals, and it's like they don't make it until you order it. That's another thing that took out another chemical facility. A bunch of people walked in, we're gonna rob this place, and they went back in and they're like, "Where's the drugs at? Where's the drugs at?" And like it's like there aren't any. You have to put in an order. They went to this chemical facility that sold the stuff and assumed that there would be stockpiles of the stuff just laying around. It's like, no, we make it 100% legally, and we make it when you order it, after you pay. Anyway, they bust in, and there's another chemical facility. And they're like, where are your drugs at? Where are your drugs at? Give me your fucking drugs. And like holding a gun to someone's head. And like, tell us where the drugs are. And they're getting all aggressive, and they're like, you're lying, blah, blah, blah. There must be another warehouse around here. And they start going to the warehouses and stuff. Anyway, people get shot, of course. And it's, everyone knows you want something from this chemical facility, you order it, they make it. Bunch of fucking brainiacs with guns. It's amazing. And they ended up shooting a bunch of people. And like I said, they went to the chemical facility to rob it from the meth or whatever, the drugs. But you order it, and then they make it. Anyway, they just can't quite understand that part of it for some strange reason for over an hour. And they're panicking, and it's becoming a situation as more and more police and more people with guns come to the scene. So then it's a hostage situation, and then they're going to die, and or something bad's going to happen because there's a lot of guns around, and these people are like freaking out. Like, I mean, they just assumed that there would be drugs inside that building, and they would grab them and run. And there weren't any. Like, all this stuff was clean. There wasn't a speck of anything in there. They are a multi-use, multi-purpose chemical facility. You ask for LSD, they'll make you LSD. You ask for this chemical, you ask for that chemical, they'll make it for you. You can get whatever you want there. Literally. All you got to do is put in an order. It takes a couple days. And then you go to a place and it'll be there. After you pay, of course. Sometimes even if you're a piece of shit, they'll just drop it off just because you're a piece of shit and they want you out of life permanently. It's like, fuck you, piece of shit. Just walking in, waving guns around. And like, you're too stupid to actually realize you gotta order it first. Maybe if they had ordered it and then robbed it, they would have gotten something. But no. They rob it first. Anyway, people die, of course. And they become kind of wanted men. And so, like I said, you should read up on some of these places and some of the shit that went down and just how it's like, are you fucking stupid or something? I don't know what their deal is. Yeah. So, like I said, Vietnam vets that shoot all 5 of the facility managers in 30 minutes. All 6 of them were right there having a meeting. And they were all dead afterwards. And it was because one security guard pulled a gun. They shot him. The other guy was going for his cell phone, so they shot him. And then just the other guy started running, and they started shooting or something like that. Anyway, all 6 of them end up dead. And it's the same thing. You got to order it before they make it. And this is going on between 1940 and 1960. And so 2 of the chemical facilities, 2 of my 4 chemical facilities, essentially get taken out by stupidity. Like, they didn't get anything. They're just too stupid to even ask. People go to those chemical facilities all the time and get drugs. Yeah, you just give that guy over there money, and yeah, you get whatever you want. They could have even asked the coffee shop across the street or down the street how to order, and they would have said, "Yeah, you just go talk to that guy over there, 100% legal. Show him your money." I think they request. You don't even have to pay for it right away. Like, you show them your money, and then they'll make it for you. And then you leave your money after you pick up the stuff or something like that. I don't really know. There's some deal about, like, they have ways of dealing with it. Completely legit, 100% legal in the country. It's fine. Even the town residents are fine with it because it's like that's where they get their money. They're in business. And people go and use their little drugs and do whatever. And then what you do with it after it leaves the factory is your problem. So in that country, though, it is legal to buy it and sell it, or buy it. It's legal to buy it at least. I don't know about the selling of it, but to buy it is legal. So then you just do whatever you want with it, and they don't really give a fuck. They get their money, you get your drugs, everything's fine. Until you try and rob it or end up shooting the whole staff. So 2 of my 4 facilities actually got taken out by stupidity. Completely avoidable. Between 1940 and 1950. Just stupidity. The robbers heard that people bought meth or whatever from this facility, and so they assumed that they had drugs there. So they broke in to rob it, and they didn't even ask anyone. They just knew it had an address and showed up and started putting guns to people's head. I found out about it. Anyway, almost to the point where no one will even make drugs anymore. It's just like, it's not worth it. There's too many stupid people in the world. Everyone knows it's legal in that country. There's like 3 or 4 countries around the world that that's their business. That's how they make a living, making chemicals. They're very good at making chemicals, and you can buy those chemicals. Getting it into the U.S. or whatever, and like I said, it's actually not really illegal. It's only kind of illegal, and more likely it's just the other drug dealers that are making money on it, and they don't want you bringing your drugs into the country where they're selling the drugs. Then they bribe the police to basically keep the drugs out, or other people's drugs out. That's all they're doing. They're just bribing police to keep other people's drugs out. That's it. It's not even all that bad. So, it's not I mean, it's a funny thing about this planet. They just drug dealers bribe police officers to keep other people's drugs out of a country. That's all they do. Because it's actually legal, or mostly legal. Everyone knew it. So, but other drug dealers who don't want you making money on what they're already selling, bribe police to do something that is kind of slightly outside their job. So, and that's about as bad as the corruption actually is, in general. But that's the worst part of that's the corruption that they do. They just pay police officers to arrest other people that have drugs. And they're not really supposed to do that, but they do. So, I mean, I couldn't really say much about it myself because it's like, that's just weird. It's not even all that bad. Like, I'm serious. Like, the police officers really aren't really, like, that's as bad as the corruption really is. Basically, they pay police officers to keep drugs out of a country. Other people's drugs out of the country. So, just no one ever really knew that drugs were legal in most countries for the longest time. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, it's just one of those funny, weird things. Like, anyone can start a chemical facility anyway. No one really cares about where the chemical facilities are or what's going on there. Mostly, if people care, it's because they care about you making bad drugs.